Hi, I'm Ashley, and this is the corner of the internet where I talk about my knitting. I live in a small studio apartment with my boyfriend Angel and our two dogs Yaku and Chango. Yaku and I are here to give you a video of my updated projects. First, I'm going to talk about what I am wearing. I am wearing my Polina vest by Teti Lutsak. This is a bottom-up vest with a beautiful colorwork motif. The information of this pattern will be listed down below, along with my video of my experience test knitting this garment. To start off, I am going to talk about my September sweater by Petite Knit. I am almost done with this sweater. I have a sleeve completed. I'm gonna wear it as a turtleneck has been completed, the body's completed, and I just have the rest of the sleeve to go. So I should be finishing this sweater by today, which is awesome. I really enjoyed this knit. I love the brioche stitch. It has made for such a squishy fabric, and knitting it up with this Nutiden held double along with the easier Alpaca 1, all three together, is just made for such a beautiful light fabric, but it's going to be so insulating and extremely practical for the winter. The nice thing about Nutiden is since it's unspun and it's so lofty and airy, I think it's a perfect type of garment to wear when it's snowing or drizzling or raining, because the wool doesn't attract, or I guess the wool is water resistant, so it'll keep you warm and relatively dry. Oh dear. Next, I'm going to talk about my Diane sweater, which was dormant for the last couple of months just because it is a lighter sweater, and so I'm considering this more of a spring garment, and I went ahead and added this back into my rotation so that it can be done by the time spring starts. If not, by mid-spring I should be able to wear it. I am knitting this with Jagger Spun Heathers, which is a fingering weight yarn. I am holding it double, and this is the colorway Amber. I have finished the raglan increases and have separated for sleeves. I am going to just knit a little bit to give the body some structure, and I'm going to move to the sleeves, finish the sleeves before I complete the body, because I think I have enough of this yarn held double, but I would like to use as much of it as possible. Or if I don't have quite enough, I can, once the sleeves are done, I can estimate how cropped I want to make this sweater. I have not worked on my waffle loop sweater for the past month or so, just because I wanted to focus on the September sweater as well as get some spinning done. I also had to steal the needles for, I think it was for finishing the Oslo Sweater, which has finally been completed, and I'll kind of show you my whole process with that. But I am going to be staying at my parents' house for a couple of days next week, and I'm planning on only taking this project, so that way I can just work on it some more. I'm already at the body, so I'm just going to keep on working on the body and hopefully get this completed. If not, this could be my summer sweater knit, something that I can knit on once in a while, and hope, just so that it's done by next winter or, by next fall. But this fabric is just so fantastic. I am knitting it with the baby alpaca that my parents brought back for me from Peru, which is this wonderful cone. There's just so much of this yarn, which is great, and I love the color. And I paired it with some easier soft I think it's fine. It's the lace weight. This is a Alpaca lace weight blend, and it is just so soft, and putting these two yarns together is making for such a fantastic fabric. I can't wait to have this in my wardrobe. For my recent cast on project, about a week ago, I was just, woke up in the morning, the window was open because it was relatively warm, and I'm starting to hear the birds sing every morning and throughout the day. And so it's just feeling so much like spring, even though it's snowing today, but spring is on its way. And that day I just could not help but cast on a spring project. So I went ahead and started the Nordic Bloom vest by Caitlin Hunter. I am using Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino in the colors Dark Ochre. And the contrast color, the color that's going to be the motif, is Brown Bear. I don't have much so far. I am still working on the bottom rib. It is a bottom up construction, and so this is the bottom ribbing. Eventually I am going to join it in the round, and it is going to include a steeking, I guess I would call it a placket or a section that's going to run down the front of the vest, where I will eventually steek it. This is going to be my first steeked project. As I stated in my New Year's goals for 2025 video, I did want to steek my first project, and so this is the one. I feel like I'm whipping through these goals. I finished a hat for Angel, which was one of my goals, to knit Angel something each year. So I got that done. And starting this steeked project, which is another goal of mine. So I'm not even to March yet, and I feel like I am doing a great job of staying on track to get these done. I've worked with the Heavy Merino by Knitting for Olive before. It's a great yarn. I know that people say that it's pretty rustic for them, and I would agree with that. I think some people might be sensitive to it. I think it's, for me, I think it's, I wouldn't say it's soft, but it feels like a workhorse yarn, which I really love. And after blocking and wearing it for a while, it does soften up a lot. So I think it's a great yarn. I think it's pretty affordable for what it is. The color ranges is of course fantastic. I feel like this year is going to be this color for me, this bluish green golden color. I am so in love with it. That's all that me and Yaku have for you today. Hi. And I'm gonna go ahead and take you along with me throughout the week. I will show you my process of finishing my Oslo Sweater by Petite Knit, and I will go ahead and show you the finished object at the end of the video. Until next time, happy knitting, and I'll see you on the next one. Before me and Angel take off for the day to look at some apartments because we are due to move, our rent unfortunately went up too much for us to justify, and so we're looking for someplace new to live. So before we go and do that, I'm gonna do a little bit of spinning. I know in my last episode I showed the Icelandic wool that I had. I tried spinning that up and it ended up being really difficult for me to spin. There was just so much VM or vegetable matter throughout the roving, and it's just such a hard textured wool, and it was also there was a lot of lanolin in it, which made it kind of difficult to draft the yarn because I feel like the lanolin almost made the wool stick together more. And so I decided to put that away for future use when my spinning skills are more adept. And so instead I went ahead and pulled out this BFL roving, so Blue Face Leicester roving that I have, and I've been spinning it up, and this has been a dream to spin up. It feels like butter. It's just so much fun. So I'm gonna do a little bit of spinning this morning before we take off for the day. You guys, it's finally here. I know a bunch of you are probably like, wait, what is she talking about? Because I haven't really talked about this project for a while because I've been waiting for this package. So what happened was I had ordered this yarn in order to finish a project because I had run out literally since November. I ordered it in November from, a company. They ended up running out of this specific yarn in this colorway, and so I was like, okay, yeah, I'll just wait for the, when they get a new shipment and they get more of the product in their inventory. So I was waiting and waiting, and literally a couple months went by, and I would email them, not very consistently, but once in a while saying, hey, has this yarn showed up yet? And they would say, so sorry, it hasn't been filled in our inventory quite yet, and we can refund you. And so I decided to wait a little longer. I was like, this project is not in a rush. I'm not in a rush to finish it. I have plenty of other projects to work on. Until finally I was like, I am tired of waiting for this. And so I went to another online store, found the yarn that I am needing, and bought it from there. Then turns out they had some kind of shipping issue where it had made it to my state, but once looking at the address that they sent it to, it was incorrect. And so it got sent back to sender. Oh my gosh, you guys, like it was just an ordeal. And so I emailed that company. They said, oh my goodness, so sorry. Once we receive the yarn, we'll send it to the correct address. I gave them the correct address. All was great. And so it's been about a week since, and I finally have received, and I'm over here like keeping you guys on your toes, finally received the Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair in the color, what is it, caramel, to finish my Oslo sweater. Here she is, complete with a sleeve, hem, collar, and I literally just had this much to go. Just one more skein of this Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair to finish a little bit more of the sleeve and the cuff. I am so excited to finish this, you guys. I ended up buying another ball of yarn of the soft silk mohair because, like I've stated before, I have this alpaca, Amani alpaca wool, and I have 2 more skeins in my yarn pantry, and so I really enjoyed this pairing of this yarn, and so I just got another one to make a vest if that turns out to be what I choose for it. So yeah, by next, I'm gonna say by next episode or in a couple of episodes, this will be a finished object. I have finally finished my Oslo Sweater by Petite Knit. I love this sweater. It is just the right amount of oversized. There's some really beautiful detailing around the collar. I love the thick collar that makes this garment unique. I did use, excuse Yaku as he guards the door. You done? Okay, thank you. I did end up using Amani Ecopuna in the color Tawny, which is a 100% alpaca yarn, and I paired it with the soft silk mohair by Knitting for Olive in the color Caramel.